When you first learned about the NoFap challenge, you most definitely thought it's the easiest thing in the world to do. I know I did. What's the big deal in stepping away from porn for a while? This could have been your initial thought about NoFap. But if you're really addicted to porn and masturbation, you soon find out that NoFap will turn out to be the biggest challenge of your life. So why is it so difficult to achieve the NoFap challenge? Why is it that the majority of people that undertake the challenge ends up failing at it? These and other questions are what I will answer in this video, and if you stick around to the end of the video, you will learn that one fundamental thing you've been ignoring, which will ultimately transform your NoFap from something that's really difficult to do into something that's easy for you to achieve. But first, let's look at what a NoFap reboot is so that you will get an absolute understanding of why it is so difficult to achieve. So, what's a NoFap reboot? Rebooting is when a certain period, which is usually 3 months of abstinence from porn, masturbation, and orgasm is completed. The main goal of abstinence is to rewire your brain to the way it was before you became addicted to internet porn. Think of it as formatting your faulty computer drive and rebooting it to the way it was before it developed the fault. The benefits of completing a NoFap reboot, as reported all around the world, has been phenomenal. The benefits people have reported include curing erectile dysfunction, increased happiness, more focus, more motivation to go get it in life, and the list can actually fill an entire video. But as good as it is for you to complete the NoFap challenge, why is it such a difficult thing to do? Because the sad truth is that most people's NoFap journey becomes a never-ending vicious cycle. A cycle of starting NoFap, relapsing after 4 days, going on a PMO binge for 4 weeks, start feeling guilty and ashamed for going on a PMO bender, deciding to get back on the NoFap wagon, relapsing again, binging again, guilt, shame, NoFap, relapse, binge, again, and again. If you're really a PMO addict, you will be familiar with this vicious cycle of a never-ending journey of always trying to stop PMOing. As a matter of fact, when NoFap conversations come up between me and my friends, I always tell them that if you're able to complete the NoFap challenge on your first try, that meant you weren't addicted to PMO in the first place. To get a better understanding of why it's so hard to stop watching porn and masturbating to it, you need to know something for a fact. When you start NoFap, your brain starts fighting you for survival. So, when you get this bright idea to go on NoFap for a certain period of time, you need to know that your brain sees this declaration as a threat to its existence, and your brain will do everything in its power to fight for survival. The word addiction comes from the Latin word adico, which means to devote. Over the years, your brains become devoted to PMOing. Over the years, the repeated act of PMOing has become a part of your brain's identity. And to abruptly stop PMOing means requiring your brain to change in a big way, and the human brain doesn't like change. When you want to change a pattern that had been reinforced to become a habit, your brain will fight back. This is why when you declare the intention of wanting to do NoFap, the motivation circuits in your brain might initially switch on. That's when you read all the NoFap benefits articles you can find online and you get really motivated to go 3 months without porn. But after 3 days of NoFap, the fear circuits of your brain will also switch on, and your brain starts throwing some withdrawal symptoms your way to get you to revert to the old you that always watch internet porn and masturbate to it. Of course, when these withdrawal symptoms come around, you're supposed to use your willpower to resist the urge to go back to your addiction, and this should, in turn, make you have a successful NoFap challenge, at least on paper. But here's where it gets tricky for the PMO addict. The Willpower Paradox. You know that to break a cycle of addiction, you need a little something called willpower. And the part of your brain that's responsible for willpower is the prefrontal region. From a neurological standpoint, over the years of addiction, anytime you watch porn, you've been giving in to compulsiveness. And this repeated act had been strengthening the limbic region of your brain. And consequently, this repeated compulsiveness had been weakening your prefrontal cortex. So, your ability to exercise willpower is impaired when it comes to breaking the addiction of PMOing. The paradox, if you don't see it yet, is that what you need to break the addiction isn't available, at the very least, not in abundant quantity. So, how do you use something that you do not have? The willpower paradox is the primary reason why most addiction cycles can't be broken easily. This condition is referred to as hypofrontality. It's a condition often observed among compulsive behavioral addicts. The substance of abuse might be food, drugs, alcohol, TV, pornography, or any other form of compulsive behavior. So, how do you begin to solve the problem of the willpower paradox? Because if you can solve this willpower puzzle, your NoFap challenge will become at least easier than it was before. The first step to begin to solve the willpower paradox is to build a strong foundation for your NoFap to stand on. It's on this foundation that any principle, any strategy, or any method you will apply to win the porn addiction battle will stand on. Think of a skyscraper. You will agree that it's crucial to focus on its foundation before piling on the layers. The first mistake that a lot of guys make with NoFap is they leave it to chance. They don't see the challenge as something that they need to prepare for. So when they get to the third or fourth day mark of NoFap, they easily relapse. What I want you to take away from this video is that I want you to have it in mind that completing the NoFap challenge will require everything you have. Because your brain will test you. Your libido, your body, your porn cravings, they will all come to test you. They will all come to test your will. And since you know from the get-go that your willpower system is already impaired, you won't have to solely rely on your willpower system. I'll conclude this video with a scene from a movie called War Dogs. In the movie, there was a scene where the character played by Jonah Hill wanted to buy weed from some random guys on the street. These guys collected his money, and when he asked them where the weed was, they showed him a pistol and told him to get out of their sight. So the Jonah Hill character went to his car and pulled out an automatic rifle from the trunk of his car. Realizing they were seriously outgunned, the guys on the street ran for their dear lives. This movie scene stuck with me because it depicted the essence of being prepared in life. To succeed in NoFap or in any other thing you're trying to achieve in life, you also, like the Jonah Hill character, need to get a metaphorical missile and bring it along to the metaphorical knife fight NoFap will challenge you to. No form of addiction can be broken easily, so it's better to prepare yourself so that nothing is left to chance. How you ramp up your preparation efforts is by knowing the mechanics of the addiction, like the emotional triggers, the cravings, the different highways to relapsing, and so on. The knowledge that results from this preparation stage of NoFap will take you a long way during the cravings pitfalls, the emotional roller coasters you will experience along the way, and the withdrawal symptoms you will experience. It's also at this preparation stage that optimizing your environment to be anti-porn, getting an accountability partner ready, going to a therapist, or getting a course that can help you quit porn, or getting help in one form or the other, is where they come in. Speaking of getting help before you start your NoFap, here is a course that has been helping a lot of addicts overcome their porn and masturbation addiction. No matter how long you've been struggling to complete the NoFap challenge, no matter how many times you've relapsed in the past, this book will help you break free from the shackles of addiction. You can download the book by clicking on the link in the description. If you made it to the end of this video, I appreciate you. Please like, comment, and subscribe to this channel for more insightful NoFap videos like this one. See you in the next one.